My name is Parker, and I'm going to be your guide and driver today. Now, my first job is to make sure you have a safe ride. So just remember to stay seated at all times, folks. Standing is not permitted on this ride. Keep your head, hands, feet, items, tails, paws, whatever you got inside the train at all times. Adults are responsible for any children in your care. Kids, if you could keep an eye on your parents for me, that'd be great. Thank you. All right, folks, show of hands. Who's a first timer on the monorail? Got any first timers? Okay, so first timer. That's called the peacock. Female's called the peahen. They get together and they make pea chicks. Now, guys, this is the Kanha meadow, that first wild space in our tour. 3 species of deer, 1 species of antelope in this meadow. It does stretch way back to the left, so if we don't see them down here, we'll see them a bit later in the tour. We're going to wrap around and catch up with the other end of the meadow in just a bit. Now, what you're looking at are the last 2 wild horses in the world. Horses you may think of as wild in America are actually feral domestic horses. You can see the newest addition to our Mongolian wild horse family scratching himself on that branch right there. Guys, that little horse right there, just over 3 weeks old. Now, these horses actually went extinct in the wild in 1969. It was due to a number of factors: habitat loss, conflict with humans, competition with livestock, and a series of harsh winters created by changing climates. Recognizing the threat, zoos, including the Bronx Zoo, started maintaining breeding populations to preserve and protect the species under human care. We collaborated with zoos around the world to maintain a healthy genetic bank. It took a lot of planning, work, coordination, and care. But as you guys just saw, that hard work paid off. In the 1990s, and this is my favorite fact on the whole tour, in the 1990s, the Mongolian wild horse was the first animal ever to be successfully reintroduced to its native habitat after having gone fully extinct in the wild. So these horses are walking miracles, guys, and a testament to the conservation ones moving the whole herd to follow. Okay, so don't worry, guys. After our next animal, we'll be able to see them on that hill over there. If anyone's familiar with a particular bovine-branded energy drink, the can's design actually features Gower on it. Fun fact. Keep an eye out for some Gower next time you're at the bodega. Now, the Gower are massive animals, but they do still have to be alert in the wild. Around this corner, we're going to meet a larger relative of their apex predator. We've got the apex predator of China, Eastern Russia, and the Korean Peninsula. Just remember to stay seated at all times, folks. We're looking for a Amur tiger. Now, he does like to hide, guys, so we're going to keep an eye out. Sometimes he's hiding down in the bushes. Just keep an eye out. Let me know if you see him before I do. Okay, he's at the way back right there. Guys, we're going to get a great view of our tiger here. Now, the tiger is an apex predator right at the top of the food chain. But he exhibits a lot of the same behaviors as domestic cats, just on a much larger scale. Great view of the tiger back there, guys. Let's go back the other way. We'll get a great view of him. Now, if there's any cat owners on the train today, you know you got to give your cat a scratch close or else they scratch the couch. We do the same thing for Tiger Anakin here. He just gets more tree trunks. That's Anakin. That way he can scratch in the wild. That's a form of enrichment. Anything that keeps our animals behaving naturally. Anakin doesn't really have to worry about his nails, however, because he participates in regular training sessions with his keepers, where they inspect and trim his nails as needed. That's right, folks. Anakin appreciates the finer things in life. He gets his nails done. And we'll see that small antelope with a white belly. Those are the female black buck antelope. The male looks quite different. It's a sexually dimorphic species, just meaning the males and females look very different. Some more of our Indian peafowl down there. The Barasingha deer get their name from the number of points the antlers have for the males. They have between 12 to 14 points. Alright, guys, now we're coming around this bend. We're approaching this first enclosure here. Our female Babirusa Ivy was quite shy when she came to us at the age of 2. But her keepers Phil and Mary, through consistency and baby steps, were able to build a relationship and trust. When Ivy started showing signs of expecting, she actually trusted them enough to perform an ultrasound on her. 4 months later, Ivy gave birth to Sprout. So guys, that second enclosure, that's a mother-daughter combo. So guys, it's all about the relationships the keepers build with these animals, right? It's rarely easy, but always worth it. It takes time. It's the basis of the conservation work we do here. All right, folks, it's time to address the elephant in the room.
I don't like elephants.
Looks like we've got our Asian elephant patty now. Just remember to stay seated, folks. We're going to get a great view of her. We're going to go straight down, so we'll get an even better view of her as we go past. Now, elephants are extremely intelligent. And at her age, nobody can really tell Patty what to do. You can't make an elephant do anything they don't want to do, because our animals get to make choices for themselves. Sometimes they want to stay inside, sometimes they want to go outside. Sometimes they want to participate in a training session, and sometimes they don't. That's totally okay. See, because of the relationships our keepers build with these animals, they're able to do what's called training. Our training is through positive reinforcement. That just means we reward the behaviors we're looking for. Our elephants actually participate in their own health care. They present their feet to be cleaned, trimmed, and inspected. That's right, folks, our Asian elephants actually do get pedicures. They're living the high life. All right, folks, another red light here, so we are going to have to stop for just another second. We get to spend a little extra time with our elephant Patty here. Now, these are Asian elephants, smaller relative of the African elephant. African elephants are bigger, they have bigger tusks, but one of the ways you can tell them apart is by the shape of their ears. And you can actually see on Patty right now. Asian elephants have ears shaped like the country of India. African elephants have ears shaped like Africa. I don't know how that works, I don't know who decided that, but it's a great way to tell them apart in a pinch. You know, if you're ever in a situation where you have to quickly tell an Asian and African elephant apart, you can just look at their ears. These elephants can weigh more than 10,000 pounds, and they have to eat a lot of vegetation. Ours can eat up to 200 pounds of hay a day and drink 60 gallons of water. If you look at her trunk, she's got more than 40,000 muscles in just that trunk alone. There's a single finger-like appendage at the end of her trunk for fine motor skills. She can pick a single leaf off a tree if she wanted to. All right, guys.
Rhino.
Now we've got a fun fact about the rhinos for any moms on the train today.
Rhino, 看到没有？
These rhinos have pregnancies that can last 16 months.
放一放。
Yeah, no, I know, rough, right? And more than that, when the babies are born, they're 125 pounds. Yeah, pretty tough. If you look to the rhinos right, you'll see another example of enrichment. That's a mud wallow right there. They love hanging out in those wallows, especially on a hot day. Keeps them cool, keeps their skin healthy.
到夏天的时候，它会藏到泥坑里。等到天热的时候，我们再来看它的话，它就藏到泥坑里了。 哦，还是很多鹿，看到有鹿吗？这里好多鹿。这边看。
Look at their ankles. They've got those zebra-striped ankles. Almost looks like they're wearing two socks.
好像多了好多小鹿，你知道吗？是不是冬天出生的小鹿？
So, like I said, it's hard to tell when a female deer is pregnant. You sometimes have fawn born on exhibit.
是的。
That's where us guides and you guests play a key role as the eyes up high. We're scanning these exhibits all day long.
该到那山羊了吧？
If we see anything new or unusual. So folks, like I said, sometimes we do have fawns born on exhibit, so when they're bringing the herd in at the end of the day, they might have one more fawn than they expect. But sometimes there might be one less. Don't worry, it's nothing bad. Sometimes mom will follow her natural instinct to camouflage her baby and stay with the herd. They'll hide them in leaves, tall grass, brambles, tree hollows.
山羊。
Now the keepers have to go out and scan the exhibit for a really well camouflaged fawn. Okay guys, look at these large brown deer down here. Those are sambar deer, the largest in southern Asia. Males can get up to 5 feet at the shoulder and weigh up to 650 pounds. Some more, another one of the sambar deer in the middle there, a couple of them over there. So guys, if there's a fawn camouflaged on exhibit, the keepers have to go out and scan it for that really well camouflaged fawn. They scan the exhibits anyway, but if mom's really good at her job, so it can take a while to find them. Eventually they'll find the new fawn and reunite them with mom. It's a great reminder that these are wild animals making their own choices, behaving naturally. Folks, we would have it no other way. Now in this next enclosure, we're going to look for the Chinese tucked into hides, so just keep an eye out for that small brown deer.
中国鹿在哪里？
Especially keep an eye out along the back fence. They do like to rest back there.
Alright, we're supposed to be looking for
Let's see, guys.
See if you can find any.
The back right of the Chinese tucked deer enclosure actually borders the elephant enclosure. And I've heard they get along quite well. They're actually
看到啊，
Okay,
在哪里？
the Chinese think the deer are hiding today. That's okay. That's how they stay safe in the wild. So they are really good at it.
藏起来
All
了。
right, just remember to stay seated, folks. We're approaching the highest point on our tour.
好了，今天藏起来
We're
了。
gonna be 35 feet over the Bronx River. One of the most beautiful views in the whole zoo. Thousands of commuters cross this waterway every single day. It's home to a lot of native wildlife, fish, birds, turtles. I see some Canada geese down there, some ducks a bit further down. I've even seen a bald eagle flying around right here before. Definitely a beautiful, beautiful view here at the zoo and on the monorail. All right, now in this next enclosure, we're going to be looking for one of the most majestic animals in the whole zoo, and definitely a personal favorite of mine. Look for a type of wild mountain goat called the markhor. Markhor is the national animal of Pakistan, known for the incredible spiral horns that the males have. They use these horns for deterring predators and for rivaling over females. Looks like a couple of them are resting right here. Just napping in the sun, guys, not a care in the world.
Chilling on the.
A male markhor up on the rock there, aura farming.
Oh, look at the.
You might see some fur on the tips of their horns. It's because they use their horns as built-in back scratchers. That's right, folks. They use their horns to scratch their own backs. Wouldn't that be nice? These markhor can jump up to 6 feet in the air. They need it in the wild, traversing rocky ledges and mountainous terrain.
I love the elephant, the penny.
The male markhor have an interesting way of showing their, we'll call it interest in the females. They stick their tongue out to the side and they kind of flop it up and down, flick it around to get her attention. And I don't really understand it either, but the female markhor apparently find it irresistible. All right, guys, we're almost at the end of our tour today. Another beautiful female markhor right here. We're going to look for one last animal. Keep an eye out for a zoo favorite, the cat bear, the bear cat, the Himalayan raccoon. Guys, this is our red panda. Going to be right
red
next
panda
to the
在这里。
tree here. Just remember to stay
在这里。
seated. You'll get a great view of lioness,
把它
our
挪到
red
这里了。
panda. No relation to the giant
快
panda.
看，
Red pandas
快
actually
看
had
，red
the name
panda 在
panda
睡觉。
first. Two types of red panda, the Chinese red panda and the Himalayan red panda. That's right, there's a Himalayan red panda. You know how I can tell that's a Himalayan red panda? Because Himalayan right there in the sun. Okay, so I appreciate that. I got some laughs. Pity laughs, alright, that's okay, guys. I'm still working on that one. It's new to the repertoire. Alright, guys, any fans of the Pixar film Turning Red? Oh boy, that's the genuine article, folks, the red panda.